Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into a topic that seems really simple on the surface, but, well, it basically controls how everything and everyone moves around the planet.
Transport.
Transport, exactly.
Yeah.
And the source material we're using is, it's foundational. It's almost like a beginner's toolkit.
It is, but that's what makes it so powerful. We're going to use this simple framework to unpack some really universal ideas about travel, logistics, and just life.
It's the perfect starting point. But before we dive in, we'd just like to ask you to take a quick moment to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and like this deep dive.
And maybe leave a comment. It really does help support the channel.
It really does. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's start with the absolute building blocks that sources give us this essential vocabulary list.
It's a list of 14 methods of transport, and it's brilliantly put together.
Let's run through it. We've got car, bus, taxi, train, bicycle, motorbike, airplane, helicopter.
Ship, boat, tram, subway or metro, scooter. And the last one is on foot, walking.
So it's not just a random list of words, is it?
Not at all. I mean, think about it. It covers everything. You've got land, air, and sea right there.
Right. And it also splits things into different types of use.
Exactly. You've got your personal transport, like a bicycle or a scooter. Then you have public systems, like the bus or the train.
And even like huge commercial transport with the word ship.
Mm.
It's all there.
And this is where the first really deep insight is. And it's hidden in some really simple grammar.
The examples they give.
Yes. The difference between traveling by something versus traveling on foot.
It seems so small. I go to school by bus, but he goes to work on foot.
It's not small at all. That one little word, that preposition, it signals the entire difference between being moved by a machine
Some mechanized travel.
and moving yourself,
Yeah.
using your own personal effort. That tiny distinction is kind of the master key to talking about mobility.
Okay, so we have the West, we know the tools. Let's move on to the why.
Yeah.
Why do people and things actually need to move?
The sources break this down into a few core motivations, and again, they're perfectly balanced.
It starts with the basics, right? Going to school or work.
The essentials, the things that, city planners spend all their time thinking about.
But then it pivots. It becomes more personal. To visit family or friends.
Which is the social glue, really. Transport isn't just economic, it's emotional.
And it keeps expanding from there. To travel to other cities, to explore new countries. That's tourism adventure.
And then the final one is maybe the most important for how our world works today, to bring food and products to stores.
Logistics. The entire global supply chain in one simple sentence.
So you see, in just a few points, it covers everything from a family visit to a container ship crossing the ocean.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because the source material then gives us these three simple examples that I think define the choices we all make every day.
It's a decision matrix, really.
It is. First, you might use the bus because it's cheap.
Okay, so that's a cost decision.
Then you might take a taxi when you're in a hurry.
A time decision.
And finally, you might ride a bicycle for exercise.
A health or a personal benefit decision.
And that's it. That's the triangle, isn't it? Cost, time, and health. Every single time you leave your house, you are unconsciously weighing those three things against each other.
You really are. And city planners are trying to influence your decision. A new bike lane is a push for health. A faster subway is a push for time. A cheaper bus fare is a push for cost. It's all a balancing act.
Which leads us perfectly into the next big idea from the source material. The huge divide between public and private transport.
This isn't just a way to categorize vehicles. This is the core political debate in almost every city on Earth.
So the sources define public transport as for many people.
Right. Your bus, train, tram, metro.
And private transport is for one or just a few people. So car, motorbike, bicycle, scooter.
And when you look at the advantages they list for each, you see this fundamental conflict.
Let's break that down. For public transport, the advantages are all about the collective, the greater good.
They say it's cheaper, which is good for the user's wallet. It's good for the environment.
Lower emissions per person.
Exactly. And there's no need to drive, which reduces stress and, traffic. It helps the city as a whole.
But then you look at the advantages for private transport, and they're all about the individual.
Completely. It's more comfortable, more flexible, and crucially, you choose when to travel. It's about personal autonomy.
Okay, can we challenge that for a second? The idea that private transport is more comfortable.
I was hoping you would.
I mean, if you're stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic, stressed out, is that really more comfortable than, say, sitting on a clean, quiet train and reading a book?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's where the promise of private transport clashes with the reality of it. The promise is freedom and comfort. The reality is often gridlock and expense.
So the whole debate is basically individual convenience versus collective benefit.
That's exactly what it boils down to. And every transport policy decision is an attempt to find a balance between those two competing priorities.
Okay, so let's move from the big systems to the actual actions. The sources give us these little dialogues, the transactional language you need to actually use these systems.
And they are so well chosen. They represent the three key moments in any journey: confirming your route, your time, and your price.
The first one is at a bus stop. Someone asks, which bus goes to the city center? And how long does it take?
So that's route and time confirmation. Am I on the right path, and what's my time investment?
Then there's calling a taxi. The important line isn't the request, it's the answer. It will arrive in 5 minutes.
Availability. It confirms that this high-speed, high-cost option is ready for you right now.
And finally, buying a train ticket. After you say your destination, the key question is one way or return.
And that's a price structure. That question determines the final cost of the transaction. Those are the absolute nuts and bolts of navigating the world.
Now, once you're on the journey, you need words to describe it. The source gives us a list of adjectives.
Yes, and these are the words that connect the vehicle to the human experience. They're the metrics we use to judge if a trip was successful or not.
So we have fast, slow, cheap, expensive, comfortable, crowded, and safe.
All the key performance indicators, you could say. And they also include one more, which I love.
Walking is healthy.
Exactly. It links an action directly to its motivation and benefit. It's not just a way to get somewhere, it's a good thing in itself.
And we can see all these ideas come together in the little story they tell about Mina's morning.
Mina's morning trip. It's a perfect case study.
So Mina wakes up, she takes the bus to school, and the first key detail is that the bus is usually on time.
Reliability. That is probably the single most important factor for any public transport system. If it's not on time, nothing else matters.
The trip is 20 minutes long, so there's the duration, but then we get her personal reason for liking it.
She likes it because she can listen to music.
And that's fascinating, because even within this public collective system, she's found a way to create a private personal benefit. That 20 minutes is her time.
It connects the functional aspect reliability with the emotional one personal enjoyment. A successful transport system has to deliver on both.
The sources then use these simple reflection questions. How does Mina go to school? Why does she like the bus?
And it forces you to realize that even these basic facts, it's a bus, it takes 20 minutes, she likes music, they paint a full picture of a successful journey.
So to wrap this all up and bring it home for you, the listener, the sources end with a few quick practice questions.
And these are designed to make you apply everything we've just talked about to your own life.
They ask things like, how do you go to school or work? Which transport do you like?
Do you walk often? Do you travel by train? Is the bus popular in your city?
And when you answer those, you're not just giving simple answers.
No, you're doing a complex analysis. You're forced to compare public versus private, cost versus time, health versus comfort, all within the context of your own local infrastructure.
It shows how that simple foundational vocabulary is actually the key to understanding a huge part of your daily life and even global commerce.
At the end of the day, it's clear that a decision to take the train instead of the car is never just about getting from A to B.
It's a complex choice about money, time, personal well-being, and yes, the environment.
And maybe here's the final thought to leave you with. We talked about that tension between public and private transport. The main advantage for public is that it's good for the environment, right? Yeah. A collective good.
Yeah.
And the main advantage for private is that individual comfort and choice. The tension between those two things, prioritizing the health of the planet versus the immediate convenience of the individual, that isn't just a transport problem. That's the central challenge for our future. And you can understand its roots with just the simple words we've explored today.
Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like, and leave a comment to support the channel.